All right. I think we are live. Let me check Instagram if it's all good. Here we are officially live. Ciao Dharmatic Yoga teachers, welcome. As I said before, I'm so excited for you to join in for the strength challenge for yoga teachers, but also for anyone who would like to enhance their fitness level. Here on YouTube and live on IG. Today it's day number 5 of the challenge. And I'm telling you, compared to yesterday, day 5 is nothing. I feel like the most challenging day was day 4. Correct me if I'm wrong on the comments. A small intro, if you haven't joined the days before, those classes are designed to elevate your fitness level. It's more than just exercises. It's a celebration of movement where we master coordination, agility, balance, core stability, endurance, cardiovascular and respiratory endurance. The class is from Monday to Friday, 2:30 p.m. Sydney time. It's roughly an hour session if everything goes right. What you need today is a yoga mat, your water and your towel, but also kind of a few more props if you have them. Otherwise, I'm always giving you suggestion for non-props before we start the exercise. So anything that has a either lower stall or bench, the exercises we're going to do, it's the Bulgarian squats. So you might need to lean on something. Then we might need a kettlebell if you have a kettlebell. If you don't have one, normal weights are fine. Then we have sliders. The timer is right there for you to see, and I'm going to show you in a second what I mean by that. And 2 blocks, and of course a yoga mat if I haven't mentioned that yet. So the class breakdown goes like that. We start with the lower body, 10 exercises, targeting leg, glutes and core. Repeating those exercises 3 times. Each exercise lasts 50 seconds. That's why the timer is there. 50 seconds followed by 10 seconds rest. The repetitions in those 50 seconds are entirely up to you. After completing the lower body, you're moving into the upper body, which includes arms, chest, shoulders and abs. You can find the timer right here, as I mentioned before. Don't worry if you don't see it. I'm going to give you directions anyway. And of course, priority is your body. Listen to your body. Have a safe practice, and whenever your mind tells you to stop, don't always listen to your mind. Try to do few extra repetitions because your body always can do more than what your mind is capable of doing. But of course, if it hurts or whatever uncomfort you experience in your body, just modify or skip that exercise. But I give you a few variations, and if it's uncomfortable, please let me know in the comments so I can modify it on the next week. And let's get started. Let's strengthen together. So for today, I'm going to listen to my music on my headphones just because I found for copyright infringement, they might block my videos. I like to listen to my music when I practice. So if you have your favorite playlist on Spotify, it's time to play it now. Okay, we're gonna start right away with jumping jacks. Let's do it. Just a nice warm up, warming up the arms, warming up the legs, warming up the core as well. Oh yes, I love to start with some cardio. I feel like I'm waking up my body right away. I like to train barefoot, as I mentioned before, but if you like to wear your trainers, please do so. Ooh, yes. Seven seconds. And here we go. Moving on to Bulgaria squat. If you have the stool, whatever you have, a bench, just do it from there. Otherwise, simply low lunge, right? That's your variation if you don't have anything to lean against. If you do, be careful, knee in line with the ankle, lower that knee as lower as you can, and then raise up, squeeze the glute. Moving down and up. Stay with your trunk up and straight. Try to feel that engagement with the right leg. Right quad should be burning by now already. And right glutes should be on fire. Try to stay with the knee always in line with the ankle. Nice. We're moving on to the other leg right away. Bulgarian squat on the other leg. Getting ready? If your knee is not in line, please step a little bit forward and let's get started. Squeeze the glute. Ooh, yes. And breathe, of course. That's the only way to anchor to your present moment. Even if it's challenging, that's what we're here for. We sign it. We sign that commitment. Showing up, doing our best as usual. By now, your quad and your glutes should be burning. If you don't feel anything, means that you might do something wrong because it's burning. So we're gonna go squat, kettlebell swing. Same exercise we did yesterday. Toes slightly open, mat width apart, and then knees tracking the toes always, swinging in between your legs and in front. Squeezing the glutes. Don't push your hips too much forward. We want to have the hips in line with the legs and have that nice engagement with your glutes. How do your leg feel? Legs. Because mine, by the end of this week, they are pretty sore. So if you joined the past 5 days you're doing and you've done all those exercises from start to finish, your body must be a little bit sore. Got some problem with YouTube? No, all good. Squat, heel raised. So we're going down, hinging from the hips, knees in line with the ankle, and then raise the heels up. Working on the mobility of your hips. Working on strengthening your calves. And yes, always engagement in your glutes. Today is a rainy day in Byron Bay, and I feel like there's a lot of rain in general in the world, so we can't complain. It's a sharing thing. Then we're moving down on the mat and we're moving into oyster. We want to draw 90-degree angle with your legs, dorsiflex your feet, elbows underneath of your shoulders, and we're moving up with the hip and up with the upper leg. So up and down, up and down. So I try to vary those exercises within this challenge just because we want to, first of all, target all the muscles, target each part of your body. But also I found that when we repeat the same exercises, we might not enhance that strength, we might not enhance that mobility or agility or balance. So I like to always give to my body a lot of variations. Anyway, moving to the other side, oyster, same thing. Drawing 90-degree angle, dorsiflex your feet, elbow underneath of your shoulders, coming up and down. Stay with your knees in line as you're coming up and down, and you leverage from the bottom foot, coming up and down. Squeeze the glute as you're coming up and release. Stay focused, stay present. Your hips should be always perpendicular to the floor. Four seconds. Yes. Woohoo! Yes, it's challenging. We're moving into kneeling position. Hands underneath of your shoulders, knees underneath of your hips. We want to stay with one knee up, and we want to push up slightly pulses, right? Very, very tiny. What we want here is to stay with the hips parallel to the floor. We don't want to do this, but we want to stay nice and parallel and have those nice pulses up, dorsiflexing your top foot, pushing the floor away, protracting your shoulders. Suck the belly slightly in. Stay with your neck in line with your spine. Yes, it's burning, I know. But you can do it. We can do it together. You see, it's already done. Perfect. Let's move to the other leg. Same thing. You might want to swing from side to side just to work on your hips mobility, on your rest. And then, again, moving to the other side. You can either tuck your toes under, or you can push the top of your foot down on the floor and then dorsiflex your top foot. Stay with your hips parallel to the floor. Engagement through your arms, through your shoulders. Oh yes. It's already burning and we are on 20 seconds left. And I'm already sweating, guys. I am, officially. So we got the last exercise of this sequence, and then moving on to 2 more rounds. Let's do it. Nice. So the next one is bear crawls. I think I've said it. Nice. So knees underneath of your hips, pushing the floor away. Just raise the knees, few centimeters from the floor, not much. I would like you to push the floor away, protracting your shoulders here, and sucking the belly in, slightly overarch your spine outward. Stay present, breathe. Your neck nice and straight. Your knees should be under your hips. Slightly micro bend your elbows. Still protracting your shoulders, pushing the floor away. Nice. Moving on to, you know what's coming, jumping jacks. We are 10 minutes in and I feel already so energized. Let's do it. Count your jumping jacks if you feel like it, just to see the room of improvement you will have in those 4 weeks together. So today, it's the last day of this week. You're gonna have 2 days rest if you feel like. Otherwise, I can repeat any classes from day 1 to day 5 on Saturday, but I would definitely recommend a rest day on Sunday, because when we rest, that's when we actually strengthen the muscles. We need to give those muscles a rest in order for them to strengthen, to become stronger. Bulgarian squat, let's do it. I normally like to start with my weaker leg, which is not this one, but anyway. Knee in line. If it's not in line, step forward. Squeeze the glute. Stay with your trunk nice and straight. Oh yes, it's burning. It's there, welcome. You here. What can we say? I guess we have to embrace it. Let's do it. Breathe through your belly. Be present. Nice, guys. So we're moving on right away on the other leg. Let's get ready. Here we go. I like to go into a soft surface when it comes to this. So you can also use a bed, a sofa, anything that has a little bit of a lower from a chair, just because otherwise it will be too much on your quad and on your glutes for the first week. I would rather go lower. That's why as a beginner version, I always like to recommend a lower lunge and just maybe pulls there or something like that. Oh yes, second round. Let's do it. If you join in today and now, welcome. This is our strength challenge for yoga teachers or for anyone who would like to enhance their fitness level. Squat, kettlebell, swing. Let's do it. Toes slightly open. Swing up and in between your legs. As you swing in between your legs, you're hinging from your hips and you're moving backward with your hips. Breathe. Engage through your core. Your shoulders are nice and engaged as well. Squeeze the glutes, your hips remain in line with your legs and your trunk. Nice. Woo, yes. My heart. Beautiful sensation. Squat, heels raised. Hinging from the hips, knees in line with the ankles. Squeeze the glutes, moving down and up. Working on strengthening your calves. How do you guys feel? I honestly feel so much stronger compared to last week. If you're joining from next week on, don't worry. You might gonna see beginner variations at the beginning of any exercise, and then you can choose to move into beginner or more advanced. Oyster, let's do it. 90-degree angle, elbow underneath of your shoulders, moving up and down. Stay with your hips perpendicular to the floor. Push the floor away, protracting your shoulders. Shoulder one. Dorsiflex your feet. Feel the full engagement in your legs. Leverage with your bottom foot as you open and you raise your hip. Nice. And I feel like the sequence from yesterday was a big preparation for wherever it's coming after. Everything feels so much easier after. For some reason, that's how I feel today. Let's do it. Hand on the hip, leverage from the bottom foot, raise the hip, raise your leg. Push the floor away with your elbow, shoulder is protracted. Stay with me. Yes, you can do it. Repeat your favorite mantra. That's all you need. Yes, I'm strong. Yes, I'm capable. Yes, I'm whatever, really. Whatever helps you to go through the active 50 seconds, do it. Nice. All right. We're moving on to kneeling, knee raised, and pulse. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Stay up and pulse. Your hips are parallel to the floor. You squeeze the top glute as much as you can, and as much as you stay parallel to the floor with your hips. Push the floor away. Neck in line with your spine, suck the belly in, bring the belly to the spine. Breathe. Feel the burn. It's definitely here. Welcome it. So this is definitely a practice that helped me to become stronger in any advanced asana you can think of. But also it helped me to strengthen my mind first, to become stronger mentally. Because what we do are the legs, same thing, knee underneath of the hip. Because what we do when the body struggles, the mind immediately interferes and tells us, oh, you can't do it. Stop right there. And so for me, going through this journey was a huge step to overcome the mind limitations. And here I am sharing my journey with you guys. I'm so glad. Whoever you think might benefit from this program, please share it so I can better serve more people, I can reach more people. And we can all become stronger. That's all we want. And dealing with our mind, which is sometimes our worst enemy. Bear crawls. I think I said it right this time. Hands underneath of the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips. Raise the knees. Push the floor away, protracting your shoulders. Hands nice and spread. Suck the belly in, slightly overarch your spine outward. Stay and breathe. Breathe through your belly. Lower the knees if you can slightly. Feel the burn in your quads. Go beyond your comfort zone. Nice. Moving on to our last round. Can you believe, guys? We are already on our last round. You know what's coming. Jumping jacks. Let's do it. Engage the core, suck your belly in. Stay with your heels raised if you can, working on the strengthening of your calves. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I can do it. 6 seconds. Let's do it. Yes, guys. Yes. Don't you feel amazing? I do. After such energetic jumps. So we're getting ready for Bulgarian squat. Let's do it. Oh yes, I'm all water. I'm melting away with satisfaction. Stay with your spine and trunk nice and straight, nice and upright. Yes, it's burning, but it's our last one of today for one leg. We do the other leg right away. Let's do it. Oh yeah, I have a cramp on my foot. Squeeze the glute as you raise the legs. Stay with your knee in line with the ankle. Stay with your trunk nice and upright. So we don't want you to lean forward, but you stay nice and strong, upright, working on the core as well. Oh yes. How do you guys feel? I know. Amazing, right? Oh yes. Squat, kettlebell swing. Let's do it. Toes slightly open, mat width apart, heels slightly in. Hinge from the hips, moving backward and moving the kettlebell in front. Stay in line with your shoulder as you move the kettlebell in front of you. Stay with your spine nice and straight as you're moving down and up. Oh yes. Oh yes. Wow. I can so much feel it. Here we go. Done. Done for today. Done for today with that. Now we're moving into squat, heels, raise. Legs hip width apart, hinging from the hips, moving backward with your hips as much as you can, working on the hips mobility as well. Oh yeah, I'm all water. Squeeze the glute, bring the heels nice and up. Nice and up. Sometimes they're all coming like that. Am I gonna have a little giggle? That's what I do in life. You have to understand that English is not my first language. I'm not justifying I'm not justifying myself for that, but sometimes I come up with the funnier things. Anyway, so we're moving into oyster, elbow underneath of your shoulder, up and down. Stay with your hip raised if you want to increase and level up a little bit more. Going to next level. Leverage from the bottom foot, raise the hip up, raise the leg up. Squeeze the glute as you're coming up. Almost there, guys. Stay with me. Bear with me. Only 7 seconds. Here we go, moving on to the other side. Same thing, oyster, draw 90-degree angle with your legs. Dorsiflex your feet, elbow underneath of your shoulder. Other hand on the hip, leverage from the bottom foot, raise the leg, raise the hips. Stay with your hips perpendicular to the floor as much as you can. An easy line. Same thing, if you want to level up, stay with your hip always raised. Yes, it's burning. I know. Only 15 seconds, you can do it. Stay with your shoulder protracted. Oh yes! Woo, my goodness. Okay, moving on to kneeling knee pulses. Let's do it. Hands underneath of your shoulders, knees underneath of your hips. Pulse up. Stay with your hips perpendicular to the floor. Yes, oh my God. Feels like waking up those glutes muscles, eh? Suck the belly in. Notice if you overarching your spine inward. Stay with your spine slightly overarch outward as you're still squeezing the glute. I know it's kind of hard, but try to bring that awareness in your movement. Yes! Swing your hips from side to side, give it a bit of a rest. Woo! Yes. Let's do the other side. So what are we going to do next is our last exercise for the lower body. If you join in now, you can always wait another minute, and we're gonna start in together to work on our shoulders, arms, chest, core, abs for another half an hour. Woohoo! Let's do it. Oh yes. Burning. So as the timer will stop now, what we're going to do, we're going to move to the next exercise, which is the bear crawls. And we're going to hold for 10 breaths. Let's do it. Nice and long breaths, don't cheat. Stay with your shoulders protracted. Tuck the belly in. Nice. Let's have a couple of minutes break. Dry the sweat. Giving yourself a bit of love. Drink some water. How do you guys feel? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Guys, are we ready for the next round of goodness? I know you are. So, let's get ready. What we want is blocks, sliders. If you don't have the sliders, take a blanket, a rag, a towel, anything that does slide on the floor, or even sometimes socks are really good for sliding in and out. That's what we want. It's a plank in and out push-up. That's what we're doing. All right, guys. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Another half an hour together. If you join in now, we're moving into the upper body, working on the core, arms, shoulders, chest, and all that good, all that jazz. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, let's get started. We're gonna start right away with Lolasana, hold. So what we want is to move the blocks on the medium setting, and we're gonna point the toes in and under, and what we want is we want to squeeze the legs as high as you can. Beginner version, you can lower the knees. Sorry, I need to open a little bit more of the blocks. You can lower the knees, you can raise the knees up. Up to you, 2 options. You can go like that, or you can stay up and hold, protracting your shoulders, push the floor away, stay engaged. Don't push too much on the top of your feet, but try to bring the knees as close as possible to your chest, working on your abs mostly. Nice, guys. Moving on to Superman. 2 options here. The first option is, so we stay up the entire time. Try to move one leg away and then the other to create a little bit more space on your lower back, especially if you have lower back problems. What you want if you also have lower back problem, you want to open your legs slightly. So what we want here, we're gonna bring the arms forward in line with your shoulders. You can stay here, otherwise you can lower and coming back up. Lower and coming back up to you. We don't want to raise too much, but we want to have a nice engagement in your core and in your glutes. Don't clench too much, but stay nice and soft. Just lose 20% of that clench. And we are done for Superman for this round. Moving on to Paschimottanasana, hold on the blocks. So we want it to place the blocks on the lower setting in between your knee and your hip. We're gonna place the hands on the blocks, and then we're gonna raise our hips up high. Stay with your feet dorsiflexed, nice and engaged. Protracting through your shoulders, sucking the belly in if you can. And if this is too much, you can lower down and you can come back up. Lower down and come back up. When you're coming back down, squeeze the triceps slightly in and then coming back up. Stay with your shoulders protracting, pushing the floor away. Stay with your shoulders away from your ears. All right, zigzags. Moving down on the floor, hands on the floor. And what we want is to stay 45-degree angle for this week and just zigzagging or crisscrossing your legs. You can stay with the head up. Otherwise, if your neck is a little bit too tense, you're going to bring the head down and you're going to bring the chin toward the chest. Stay with your feet slightly pointed out or dorsiflex them. Try to stay with your legs as engaged as possible. Knees toward the chest, chin toward the chest. The beauty of live streaming. All the mistakes are there. Anyway, moving on to Paschimottanasana, lift one leg at a time. What we want, placing the blocks close to the hips, hands on the blocks, dorsiflex your feet, one leg up and the other one. Neck nice and straight, shoulders protracting, pushing the floor away, shoulders away from your ears. Suck the belly in. Those are great exercises for your handstand. Stay with your belly sucked in. Nice. That's tough today, especially the lower body. We're gonna go into plank to Uttanasana slide plus push-ups. If you don't have the sliders, as I mentioned before, you can use any towels, blanket, anything that you have at home. So you're sliding in, you're sliding out. You bring the knees down for this week, and what we want is to squeeze the tricep in and going into push-up. I'm just going to turn this way for the IG camera. So what we want is sliding in, sliding out, knees down, push up, squeeze the tricep. If it's too much to slide in and out, you can move slightly your feet one after the other. Yeah, today I'm officially very, very tired, but I'm showing up. And that's what you're doing as well, showing up. That's all we want. So, Upavista Konasana, we're gonna lift one leg and then moving into the next one. It doesn't matter how much you open your legs. What we want is that engagement on your legs, pointing your toes out. Raise the leg up. Raise the other leg up. And what we want is to framing that leg. Stay nice and straight, shoulders open, chest open, and alternate that movement. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Nice. Perfect. We're moving into forearms plank crunches. So elbows underneath of your shoulders, interlock your fingers. We're moving into forearm planks. So what we want here is the shoulders above the elbows, neck in line with the spine, spine in line with your legs. And then what we want is we bring one knee to the tricep and then the other one. One and the other. Let's do it. Suck the belly in. So we're going to bring the knee to the side. And we kind of slightly tilt the hips to the side as well as we bring the knee to the tricep. Nice. All right. Jackknife crunch. Jackknife crunch. Let's do it. So what we want here is the hands slightly underneath of the hips. Legs are moving down and then up and then crunch. Down. Stay with your lower back attached to the floor and then crunch. Hands underneath of your hips as you're moving the legs down. Chin always, if you stay with the head down, close to your chest, or raise the head up as you're pointing the chin toward the sky. Up to you. Your journey. Your practice. So this is the last exercise of the first round of the upper body. If you're joining today, grab your mat, lying down with us. Well, not really lying down for the first exercise. What we want is taking the blocks into a medium settings, hands underneath of your shoulders, beginner version. Bring the toes, bring the top of your feet as close as possible to the blocks. And what we want is to raise the knees up and down, up and down. As you're coming up, you squeeze the belly in, bring the belly to spine, and moving down. Let's do it. Up and down, up and down. Let's do a beginner version for today. It's nice to start from the scratch and to break down exercises. Am I going to be, more easy next week? Because by Friday next week, we're definitely going to be more stronger. All right, Superman, up and down, same thing. We're going to do the beginner version for today. If you want to hold up into Superman, you can. Actually, Superwoman. Let's do it. So bring one leg away, the other one away, and then coming back up and down. Up and down. Squeeze the shoulders together slightly as you're coming up, and then lower down, release. Stay with your arms in line with your shoulders as you're coming up, and then down. Release. Nice. Oh yes. What we're gonna do next is Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana, hold. If you don't feel like holding, so what we want is the blocks in between the knees and the hips. Slightly bring the cheek ups. And then what we want, hands on blocks, coming up and down. As you're coming down, squeeze the tricep in. Dorsiflex your feet. Stay with your legs nice and engaged. Working on the protraction as you're coming up, and retraction, squeezing the tricep in as you lower down. Let's do it. And nice. We're gonna go into ABS, zigzag. Moving into 45 degrees with your legs, lower part of your back down and attached to the floor. It's not moving. If you stay with your head up, chin is pointing up to the sky. You can either point your toes or you can either dorsiflex. Stay with your legs nice and engaged. Feel the sacral nice and grounded. If it's too much for your neck, release the head down. Bring the chin toward your chest as you lengthen through your neck. So to become more advanced, what we want is to lower those legs. But for the first week, all I want for you is to stay 45 degrees. I know it can be very challenging to start with, but I know you can do it for 50 seconds, 3 times. Of course you can. Of course we can. Paschimottanasana, lift one leg at the time. Blocks, lower setting, close to your hips. Stay up, protracting to your shoulders, neck nice and straight as an extension of your spine. Raise one leg and then the other. Push the shoulders down, away from your ears. Suck the belly in. Dorsiflex your feet. Nice, guys. Moving on to plank, uttanasana, push-ups. Get ready, hands underneath of your shoulders, plank in, and then as you're moving backward, I would like to move one foot at a time until you're comfortable, and then plank, knees down, spine in line with your legs, slightly engage your glutes, tricep in, push up. Let's do it. Belly in, push up. Push up. Let's do it. 10 seconds. You can do it. Plank. Knees down. Tricep in. Push up. Done. How do you guys feel? I know. It is a challenge for a reason. So, Upavista Konasana. So I've done a mistake here, but it doesn't matter. It's not really a mistake. So in my plan was one leg, stay there, and then the other one. But as I've done it this way the first time, we're gonna do this way the second time, and we're gonna save 2 minutes, 3 minutes from our training today. But next week, I promise, I'm going to remember that. So hands framing the leg, pointy flex. Yeah, pointy flex your feet. Today is also a very weird day. In Byron it's been like raining and cloudy. And you know, I have to play my African playlist to cheer myself up. For me, music is everything when I train. If I don't have music, it feels like an empty training when it comes to training. When it comes to yoga, sometimes I like to just listen to my breath. So, forearm plank, grip with your hand, neck in line with the spine, spine in line with the legs. Let's start it. Bring one knee to the elbow and the other one. Slightly tilt over one side, slightly. Not much. Protracting your shoulders, push the floor away with your elbows. If you're joining now, we're going to start the last 10 minutes in 2 more exercise. Oh, actually, no, only one. So in one exercise, we're gonna start the last 10 minutes, which is the last sequence of today for the upper body. Jackknife crunch. So, moving the legs up, hands underneath of your hips, and then crunch, engaging through the feet, chin toward the chest if your heads remain down, otherwise you can stay with your head up the entire time and you stay with your chin up. But what we want is that crunch when the legs are up. So we want to bring the head down with the chin toward the chest when the legs are moving down to the floor. Dorsiflex to your feet. Your lower back stays attached to the floor the entire time. Nice, guys. Let's move to Lolasana hold, or as we did today, we're moving back up and down, medium settings, hands on blocks, pressing to the top of your feet. The blocks are between your knees and your hips, moving up, squeezing the knees over the chest, arching your spine outwards, tuck the belly in as you raise the legs up. Let's do it. Pushing the floor away as you raise the legs up, protracting to your shoulder. Last round of today, guys. Can you believe it? I know, it's amazing. We did it. Well done. Well done, even if you stop right now. I don't want to make you perform if you don't feel like it. You've done a great job. If you want to stop right there, stop. You're coming back next week even stronger. So we're going to have, as I mentioned before, 2 days rest, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not going to go live those 2 days, but what you can do is to repeat. So we're going to go into Superman up and down. And in this weekend, you can either repeat any of the live streaming we did this week, otherwise you can simply take 2 days rest. You can perhaps do some yin yoga, you can do a nice walk in nature, you can connect to Mother Earth if you like, or you can simply rest. I sometimes just like doing my crochet and knitting on the sofa on the weekend, or I love cooking. I do a lot of meal prep on the weekend. Nice, guys. Moving on to Paschimottanasana hold. So what we want is to move the blocks in between the knees and the hips. And what we want here is up. If you like, you can stay here, dorsiflexing your feet, engage through your legs. Otherwise, if you don't feel ready for that today, you can release the hips down, squeeze the tricep in, and then moving down. And then up, squeeze the tricep in, moving down. Let's do what you like. I'm gonna do a hold now. Protracting the shoulders, stay with your neck in line with your spine. Oh, now I know. Yes, it's burning. Embrace it. Bear with me. Nice. Last Paschimottanasana hold for this week done. ABS zigzag. We are halfway, guys. Almost there. Hands underneath of your hips, legs 45 degree, dorsiflex your feet or pointy flex. Stay with your chin up, head up, chin point in the sky if your head is up. If your head stays up, otherwise bring the head down, chin, pointing your chest, lengthening through the neck. Fully engaged through your legs, lower back is attached to the floor, don't move, breathe. time. Yes, it's burning. It's real. It's definitely here. And of course, we've done so much this week. Honor it. Be grateful. We're going to move into Paschimottanasana, leg lifts. Blocks lower setting, close to the hips. Dorsiflex your feet. Neck in line with the spine. Tuck your belly in. Bring the belly to the spine. Stay nice and straight. Slightly overarch your lower back outward. Dorsiflex your feet. Protracting to your shoulders. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Stay present. Raise one leg at a time. I feel like a drop of sweat from my hair to my eye right now. But it doesn't distract me. I'm on a mission. I mean, it did distract me for a second. Nice, guys. Really nice. Now, we're moving into plank to Uttanasana push-up. If it's too much for you, you can always do your walk. Walking the hands toward your legs and then toward plank and then push up. Up to you guys. In and out. Knees down if you want to facilitate this exercise for the first week. My slider is not really sliding in this exercise. I have to find a different solution. Squeeze the tricep in, protracting your shoulders as you're moving into plank. Then plank to Uttanasana. And then plank, release the knees. Push up, protracting the shoulders. Plank to Uttanasana for this week is definitely done. Upavista Konasana. Last few exercises of today. Framing one leg, point your toes. Framing the other leg, point your toes, raise your leg. Suck the belly in, stay with your spine straight. Nice. So we have last two exercises of this sequence, and then we are officially done for this week. Can you believe? Far away. This song is so appropriate. Let me take you far away, let me set you free. That's what it is for me becoming stronger. Forearm plank. I was keep going for some reason. Forearm plank crunches. Let's do it. Actually, what I've decided right now is to play a little bit with your handstand for the last 2 minutes, because we haven't done the Upavista Konasana as expected on the plan. So we might gonna be 2 minutes short. And what I was thinking is we could play around with a bit of a handstand for the last 2 minutes. Is that cool with you guys? Let's play. Let's play. So we're gonna move into jackknife crunch. Up, down, up, crunch. Down, lower back attached to the floor. Crunch. Let's do it. Crunch. Lower down, stay with the lower back attached to the floor. Crunch. Let's do it. Last few minutes, guys. Focus on your breath. Focus on the burn. Embrace it. Nice! Guys, you have done amazing. Just be clear on that. So what we want in the last 2 minutes, just play around with your handstand. That's all we're gonna do. Play around. Let's do it. Take you far away. Have a bit of a rest, warming up the wrist. Last 50 seconds, let's do it. Hoppla. Ole, ole, ole. Nice! Guys, another hour together has passed by. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna remove my headphones. I just want to say thank you once again to show up today, yesterday, the day before, Monday to Friday. If you did show up, if you didn't, doesn't matter. You can come back and showing up next week with me from 2:30 p.m. Sydney time, every day from Monday to Friday. I think I already said that. So tired this week. Anyway, subscribe to continue this journey with me if you like to, if you feel the challenge, if you don't feel the challenge, if you want to enhance your fitness level, share it with someone that might benefit from that. Will be a great help for me, but also for other people, so I can better serve, I can better know how to serve more people in the future. Thank you so much. Ciao for now.